What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I got something new here. I've been waiting a long time for something like this on the market. GradePro just sent this to me and I am super excited. So let's get to it. This came in two separate boxes. First box and shipment came this solar panel. So we'll get to that. Y'all want to know what's in this box. This is a trail camera. And it's not like any other trail camera that you have. This is for people who have Wi-Fi near their residence, their farm, their hunting club. This is a trail camera, but this gives more opportunities for so much. I am super excited. So let's get into it. I haven't even opened it up. I don't even know how it all goes together yet, but we're gonna tackle this together. Today's video will be just unboxing it, getting it all laid out, looking at the components. I'm going to do a separate video on how to set it up, what it looks like, camera wise, app wise, stuff like that. So let's get to it. So we got some instructions here. There's a hub, a battery pack, and then a trail camera. The trail camera is, listen to this. I don't even want to get to that part yet. 4K video, 48 megapixel camera, and up to 3,000 feet of Wi-Fi. That's what I didn't want to talk about. But now we're on it. This is a Wi-Fi camera. How many people have a ranch or farmland or something like that to say, hey, I hunt in this area, like I hunt in my backyard? Why do I want to pay cellular service for a camera, but I also don't want to go out there and have to go get the card out? Now, there have been Wi-Fi cameras in the past, but them are more like it broadcasts Wi-Fi, so you don't have to walk up to it to get the pictures off. If you're in a close range, it's kind of like Bluetooth, but it is not a true Wi-Fi. This is true Wi-Fi. This is a camera just like a cellular camera, but straight Wi-Fi. And we're going to talk about that. It has 940 nm no glow infrared, a 7800 rechargeable battery, and a 64 gig SD card with it. Plus you get 3 days of cloud service, and we'll talk about that. But the hub can connect up to 16 cameras per hub. We'll talk about the hub. It's got a trigger speed of 1.1 seconds. Built-in rechargeable lithium battery. Live view. You can adjust the settings from your app. You can also do instantly sharing. So let's break it open. So there's two boxes in here. One is a hub and one is the camera. Alright, so this is the camera. Well, let's talk about this hub first. This is the key component of how it all works. So I know how a hub works because my main job is technology, and that's what I typically do for most part of the days. So this is a hub. You can put 16 cameras connected as one hub. And you're going to say, well, does this hub have to be outside? Yes, no, maybe. So this hub is kind of like an antenna. If you remember the old days of a wireless router, you used to have some antennas on them. Most routers now, the antennas are built inside. But this is how the camera talks to the internet. So some people would say, why can't the camera just connect to the Wi-Fi? Well, typically, you're going to have to type in some type of passcode, and depending on how hard your router is locked down, you can't do that from here. This is what this is for. These talk together. It only allows these cameras to work, and you have to pair them up, and I'll show you how to do that when we go to set it up. So this takes a Ethernet cable. This camera and this hub is supposed to go 3,000 feet. That's 10 football fields. That's pretty good. It says on a clear site to site, 3,000 feet. It's supposed to be like 1,800 with like trees and stuff. We're going to test that. But 3,000 feet, 10 football fields, let's think about it. Hey, I got chickens. Would I like to see what my chickens look like out in the yard or wherever they are, but I don't want to pay for a cell phone plan? Wi-Fi. Now I can see what my chickens are up to. I can get notifications if there's dogs around there. Hey, you got a dog pen? You got kennels? You want to know what your dogs are doing? There you go. You're going to say, well, this is a game camera. It is. But think, you can use this in so many ways. How many times you live out in the country and you be like, well, I'd like to have a camera at my driveway to see who's coming and going, but the Wi-Fi ain't strong enough. That's what this hub's for. How many times would you like to see deer in your own property? That's what this camera system's for. But you can put 16 of these on one hub. Now, like I said, this is going to have to be connected to an Ethernet cable. So there is a network cables and waterproof components. So this could be mounted outside. There's some more brackets. And this is called a PoE block. You don't have to have this if you have a PoE switch in your house. Some routers these days have power. PoE stands for power over Ethernet. So you got to give this thing power. And you're going to say, well, you need to give it power. Well, that's how you get your extended range, your boost. So this is a power over Ethernet. It takes a regular Ethernet cord, plugs it in, and gives it power to take it somewhere. So this is outside. You don't have to put it outside. If you could put it near a window, however you're trying to get to your cameras, your setup will be totally different from mine. If I was wanting to put this, the seat at the end of my driveway, I probably could put it up to my window and not have to put it outside. So typically anything electronics has to have some type of power. So that's what this is for. It takes a regular Ethernet, it puts power on it, and sends it to this box. If you're old enough like me, got gray hair, you remember when the power went out, your telephone still worked. How is that? Because your telephone had power going through them lines. It's the same way this works. So this has an antenna on it. That's where you're going to get your directional extended range. But 16 cameras on one of this. And you're going to say, well, I thought you was wanting to save money by not buying cellular plans. That's right. This is free. Well, the cameras ain't free. You got to buy them. But you can have 16 cameras reporting back when something is triggered for free because you're using your Wi-Fi. And you're going to say, well, what if the Wi-Fi goes down? It's got a backup SD card. You're going to say, well, what if I want to save those pictures and stuff? They do have a cloud plan. You're going to get 3 months of the cloud service for free. But if you just want notification and pictures and videos sent straight to your app, this is all you need. So let's look at this camera. This is the GradePro R3 Pro. So right up front, I got the 64 gigabyte SD card. So if the Wi-Fi is down, you're still getting pictures. You got another antenna, some type of USB. It's probably for the charger. You got a tree strap. This could be a fence post strap. This could be whatever you want strap. It looks just like a traditional trail camera. You got the infrared and the cameras up here. A traditional style door. A lithium battery. So how many times have we got frustrated with rechargeable batteries, AA's, and stuff like that? So this is, now taking this out, I can see that's where the cord goes for that. But we have the solar pack. So you got the traditional camera setup. We'll go over that when I go to mount it outside. But down at the bottom, you got your plug. I'm 100% sure that goes to this solar panel. So the solar panel has its own instructions. So a solar panel comes with the mounts and the cables. This is a model SP350, capacity of 5200 milliamps, output 6 volts. So it seems to me like this may have a battery built into it also that recharges and sends it out. But we're gonna play around with that. It's pretty awesome. So if you into trail cameras, like I said, I've been looking for this around my house. I got plenty of deer on my property. Y'all see the live stream that's streaming all the time? There's all kind of critters running around this place. Now I don't have to pay for a cellular plan. So think of all the things that you could do with 16 cameras on your property. You got a barn. You don't want people messing around your tractors. There you go. Hide that somewhere. You'll get the notification. Put it in your driveway. Let you know when cars come by. But this right here is going to get that done. So on the next video, we're going to talk about how to set this up. It's pretty cool. I just took that out of the box. And on the back side here, the light in the room was just enough to start charging the solar panels. But we're going to talk about this PoE hub here. It has a pair button on there. And getting back with this PoE switch hub setup here. I said that you could put it in your window or you could take it outside. That's what this bigger waterproof garment adapter screw-on thing here. Really don't know what people call it, different things. I'm going to call it waterproof adapter clip. What you can do with this, say you have your house and you have a shop or you have a house and a barn, typically you can go 300, maybe a little bit more over Ethernet. So you could take this thing 300 feet from your house and set it up outside. So in theory, you're going to get 3,000 feet plus the 300. That's a long way. You should be able to cover a lot of property in 10 football fields if you just put this up at your house. Now, a downside of putting this in your house at the window, there is other interference. You could cut down on the 3,000 feet. We have cell phones, we have blinds, you have all kind of other stuff that could mess up the internet. So just to say, hey, you're going to get 3,000 feet, it all depends on where you mount this. If you're putting this inside of a metal building, well, you know cell phone signal don't even hardly work in them metal shops anyway. So 3,000 feet is all dependent on your setup. So I know by looking at it, there's two little lights right here. I'm sure one of them is going to be power and the other one's going to be some type of probably flashing network. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked because, like I said, this is what I've been looking for. I would love to have a trail camera where I hunt, but I don't want to pay a cellular. And like I said, most trail cameras have this right here. But if you know anything about deer hunting, you have to walk to go get this. Well, when you walk to go get that, that also brings your scent. Now, a lot of times people swap these out when they go to put corn out, or if they're there hunting, they swap them out. But again, you don't need that with this plant. So I'm going to put their website. I'm going to put where you can get these cameras on Amazon also. But yeah, the next video was going to be setting them up, playing with it, what's it look like at nighttime, how the app works. So y'all be looking out for that and go check out GradePro cameras. And I'll see y'all next time. Hit that subscribe button.